So yesterday we saw the market crash 30% out of absolutely nowhere. In today's video we'll be covering why that happened and everything that's happened in the last 24 hours. But before I do start, if you guys are interested, I do offer a daily subscriber trading service over on Twitch. All you gotta do is go and click on the top link of the subscription and go and subscribe over on Twitch. You can subscribe for free with Amazon Prime, if not it's £5, €5 or $6. In there you will get yourself daily updated investment guides, daily updated trading guides for both silver and shadow trading. An investment that's done extremely well recently was a Kante, who we recommended to go and buy for 35k over on the Thursday. I think it might have been on the Wednesday. No, it would have been on the Thursday. And he has risen all the way from 35 to 55k, and I recommend holding on to him until Friday, so potentially will go and double in less than a week. So let's go and talk about everything that's kind of occurred in the last 24 hours, because out of nowhere we saw a massive market crash yesterday. A crash that, again, had no real reason why it occurred. Obviously, Black Friday's up and coming, but no content came out at 7 in the morning yesterday to make Rafinha drop from 360 down to 290. So yeah, let's go and start off by talking about just some of the drops we saw. We saw stuff like Rafinha go from 360 down to 290, but has rebounded all the way back up to about 350 cents. We saw cars like Bruno Fernandes drop from 700k all the way down to 530 and has rebounded near to 600k since. We saw a very popular card like Zaimri drop from 220 down to 180, but has rebounded 200k since. We even saw gold cards who weren't even in packs like Theo Hernandez dropping from 370 to 290k. Loads of other cards, Guerrero 63 down to 51, even Icon Zola down from 800 down to 640. Saw cards like Ricardo Silva down from probably around about 110 down to about 100. Is that all that you've got in terms of, and that's what we've got, that gives you a general idea. The whole market was crashing if there were impacts or not impacts. Now, why were these cards crashing? Well, there's a few reasons they could have been crashing. One of the reasons you could have said is, well, the upgrade SBC, we went and got that league upgrade where you could, do the use the French Ligue 1 players. Maybe the packs in that dropped stuff that was in packs. Well, maybe, because a few cards you can see like Zola were actually dropping from 850k down to 800k yesterday after 6 PM content. If we go and look at Ricardo Carvalho and we go look at him on the Sunday, he didn't really drop, so maybe that counts as it right there. If you look at some of the gold cards like Son and so on did go and drop. So some of the arguments might be, well, actually they dropped because of the increase in supply. But then that wouldn't explain players like Guerrero. Guerrero obviously is not in packs, so why did he go from 63 down to 52? If we go and look on Sunday, he did actually go down a little bit after the TEL SBC came out, but maybe that's because of overinvestment. Let's go and grab something like Theo Hernandez. Again, another card that isn't currently in packs. He's got a headline, whatever it's called, Track Stars card. And on the Sunday, what did he do? He did go and drop from about 380 down to 375, but I mean, proportionately, that's like 2.5%. Cards can go up and down 2.5%, and it doesn't mean anything. So why did the market drop so much yesterday? Well, there's some interesting things to see. One, not every card started dropping at the exact same time. Two, out of pack cards dropped and impact cards dropped. So obviously yesterday we had no content that at 8 AM would have dropped the market. It's not like we got an Icon SBC, it's not like there were any leaks, it's not like anything really occurred. The only thing that really could be pinpointed why 8 AM, not Sunday, would be that is when Weekend League ended. But what I'll say is cards for Weekend League are not normally the cheapest after it ends. Cards for Weekend League are traditionally cheapest Sunday, very late evening after the Icon of Hero SBC. I showed you this with Rafinha from last week. So this is last week, and you can see that the cheapest Rafinha was actually just before 6 PM content, maybe again early hours of the Monday. But what we're not seeing is we're not seeing the cards drop from 8 AM to 9 AM to 10 AM to 11 through to 3. We can actually see in the point where the market was dropping yesterday, the market actually traditionally rises. I can go and grab another card right there, Zai Emery. We can show you that again on the Sunday. Normally the Sunday he'll be the cheapest at 220, and even if he was cheaper, there was nothing significant. And again, he did normally start rising on the Monday. So why did yesterday these cards go and crash after Weekend League stop? Because again, that's not the normal trend. Well, there isn't actually any specific reason other than pent up or built up knowledge that the market crashes for Black Friday. The thing is though, the market doesn't normally drop too much midweek for Black Friday. Normally what happens is the Black Friday market crashes are predominantly Friday to Monday. So it's when people are basically selling their teams off normally. If you guys aren't aware, the market will always go down on a weekend. We can see right there, this is the Friday. We can see them dropping on the Friday and then rising midweek. This is a very normal trend. But the idea is during Black Friday or 2-3 weeks before Black Friday, that trend is heightened. Now, some people, very annoyingly, were going to me, you lost me loads of coins. This is when the market was down and hadn't rebounded already. They're you lost me loads of coins, you don't know what you're doing. But the reality is if you were to not buy stuff because you're worried about Black Friday, you wouldn't have been able to flip cards for the last 3 weeks. And in those 3 weeks, you would have generally made like 20-30% every single week, buying it on the Sunday, selling it on the Thursday. So, for you to not trade because of the anticipation of Black Friday, it doesn't, the trade-off isn't there. And the reason the trade-off isn't there is because it's not like the market drops, let's say, it's not that the market normally drops Sunday to Thursday. Normally, it maybe drops 1 week going into Black Friday. So if it rises for 3 weeks but drops for 1 week, as long as the drop on that 1 week doesn't outweigh the rises you get on the 3 weeks, it's worth gambling every single week that you're not going to go and get a Black Friday drop. Also, to add to this, the Black Friday drop last year was actually last week and next week. So what I've got right here is I've got a few cards from last year, if I can go and find them. We've got cards like Vinicius Jr. So what we can see right here is we can see on the 4th of November, so again, you've got to appreciate Black Friday was 1 week earlier last year because of the times. This year it's on the 29th, last year was on the 24th. Well, this would have been the equivalent maybe last week, and we can see we got the drop here from Friday, and it dropped all the way through here to the Thursday. So traditionally, you don't get this drop. Traditionally, the market rises in this time. Well, then you get the traditional drop of the Friday through to the Monday, and this is the week we're on right now. So the week we're on right now, the market last year rose between the Monday to the Friday, which is why there was zero reason to believe that the market was going to go and drop yesterday. Because yes, you sometimes see some midweek drops for Black Friday, but we didn't go and see it be the equivalent of this week last year. And on top of that, you kind of always want to gamble that it won't be the week that drops, because otherwise you're just never going to invest. And you make more coins gambling that won't drop each week. On top of that, especially if we're looking at our pack specials, which is what I always recommend investing in, the drop when it did occur midweek wasn't really that bad. So for example, we can look at someone like Pedri, and we can see that here was a midweek drop where the market dropped here from 244, and midweek he went and dropped here to 200, and what did he drop to? 216. So you can see it's not too bad. It's about 10-15%, but the idea is cards normally rise about 20-30%, so 10-15% isn't that bad. And you can see he got up there to 225, so the drop wouldn't have been too bad. And then you can see the traditional drop, and again, this would have been the weekend we just had, 225 down to 190, and again, that's your Friday to Monday drop, completely normal. And then he rose Monday to Friday. So again, there wasn't any reason to specifically believe that this was going to be this weekend's drop, but it is what has occurred. All you can do is really react to what dropped. And we did react to what dropped. We recommended people buying these cards at the low point. For example, we recommended people buying Guerrero yesterday at 52k, and he's rebounded from 52 to 62. Hernandez recommended at 295. He's gone from 295 to 335. So in times when the market's panicking, you don't just want to go and sulk and feel bad for yourself. What you want to do is you want to react and try and make the most of this situation. If you've got spare coins, basically double down because the cards have gone down more. Now, what is going to happen to the market between now and Friday? Because I did say, we did see some midweek drops last year. The reality is until we probably get to this evening, we won't really know if the market is now going to be progressive going into Thursday, or is it going to be regressive going into Thursday. The reason I say this is because if we go and look at last year's cards, some cards, or 1 week, the cards dropped on the Monday, then rebounded to the Thursday. Some days, the market dropped every day. So I would say if this evening that the market is still very low and we haven't seen a rebound, it probably will drop till like Thursday morning, then maybe rebound Thursday morning. If not, you might just go and see the rebound being Friday after 6 p.m. Friday after 6 p.m. is next to never the time that we gamble on the market rebounding. But sometimes what it takes is like a bad promo, and then people go and buy their teams. And next week, we're favored to go and get the FC Pro Live. And I haven't got it quite up for right now, but I should be able to find it. FC Pro Live, FC24. But these base cards just weren't very good. And because the base cards weren't very good, what it meant is it meant people just went and bought old promo cards. These are the cards upgraded, but base-wise, these cards would have been like 88 and 87 rated. Well, bear in mind, we've just come off promo where we're getting 90 rated heroes, 90 rated base cards. These cards aren't really that exciting, and that's why last year we would have seen the market rebound on the Friday, because these cards wouldn't have been very interesting. So yeah, as I say, we did go and see some drops last year. We saw the drops being, there you go, 249 down to 402. I also did do a little bit of research last year into why would the market have dropped last year. So the market last year dropped at the time when they dropped an 85 upgrade pack, back to back with a Centurion 100 player pack, back to back with a Icon 87 rated, back to back with an 84 RTK upgrade, and then on the back of that we did go and get a Thiago Silva SBC. So last year there might have been a few reasons to credit why the market dropped, because we just got upgrade SBC after upgrade SBC after upgrade SBC, which is another reason why it was weird this year, because the market kind of dropped day after day after day because of good upgrade after good upgrade, good after good upgrade. But this year it just dropped for no reason. It didn't drop because of the base hero pack. I think it might have been initiated with Weekend League sell-off, and then everyone anticipates a Black Friday crash. But kind of what I saw yesterday is I kind of saw that we got drops yesterday bigger than what we even saw during Black Friday last year. So, for example, I don't know if Zaire is going to be the best example. We got Bruno Fernandes. This is a great example. So Bruno Fernandes was 700k. So if we go look at his daily average yesterday would have been 712k. Well, he dropped from 712k down to 530k. So he has nearly dropped. Well, it's dropped about 17-18%. Well, if we go and grab something like a Tomori from last year, we can go and grab Griezmann, I guess. They didn't really. I feel like Griezmann might have a re-released Team of the Week. I don't know if he's really the best example to go and use. Kunde, maybe? Yeah. So what we saw last year is we saw some of these promo cards actually being cheaper weeks before Black Friday than with Black Friday. It's what I was saying. I was saying with cards like Bruno Fernandes, as long as he isn't replaced by an SBC, isn't replaced by an Evo, or doesn't have a re-release sort of promo card, there is a chance that the kind of drop we saw yesterday, maybe the drop we see this week, will actually be the lowest they are between now and Black Friday. And Conde is potentially a nice example of this, where he was 402k weeks before, but then we go to Black Friday and he only went down to 422. Now, he did miss out on buying at 400 and selling at 499 and then buying back at 422. But what you can see is yesterday's panic selling could be equivalent to the sort of panic selling we saw on some of these cards last year when they just kind of spiked and crashed, and then they never got down to a price as low as that. Griezmann would be the opposite, but I feel like he got a Team of the Group stage card, which would have probably offset his rise. Also, I feel like, was this Inform card? When was this coming? This was a Team Week 6, so I feel like, yeah, this Inform card was re-released. Because this Inform card was re-released, it made the Trailblazer bad value for money. The way I know this Inform card was re-released is because this is Black Friday here. They probably re-released it earlier in the week, or it would have been announced. So you can see him crashing right there, so it would have been either his POTM. Did he get a POTM? Let's have a look. POTM came out on... So he would have had a POTM literally the week after. On top of that, he could have had it re-released in form, and then he's got the Trailblazer. So that's probably why Griezmann wouldn't be a good example. But someone like Conde, we can see he had a nice rebound. So, yeah. If you bought promo cards yesterday, you can take a gamble that they won't be any cheaper at Black Friday, especially if you saw drops of about 20% plus. But if you didn't see drops of cards about 20% plus, because there were cards that held their value very well, like Watkins, for example, maybe a lot of the RTKs actually held their value very well yesterday. You can see they didn't really drop. They did 76 down to... What did he do? 76 down to 68, but he's back up to 75 now. So we didn't really see much of a drop on him. These are sort of cards, probably a lot more likely to go and drop with Black Friday than the cards that, again, have really dropped like 20 to 30%. So just go back to covering what do we think was going to happen between now and Thursday. I'd say this evening the cards are still low. They'll potentially keep dropping through to Thursday, and you could potentially look at selling to buy back Thursday evening. One way or the other, they should rebound either Thursday or Friday. That's because, again, Division Rival Rewards normally rises the market, or a bad promo team on Friday can normally rise the market. Is there any investments that go into these cards? You can look at it, yeah. As long as the cards haven't been replaced by maybe one of the striker SBCs we got recently, you can still look at investing in these cards and then holding them either Thursday evening or Friday evening. And I think that kind of wraps up the sporadic sort of crash we saw yesterday. Very, very weird, very unexpected, but, can very easily be credited down to just general build-up and panic selling around Black Friday. So let's talk a little bit about the content we got yesterday. Aubameyang, quite interesting. Obviously, quite a nice card. I mean, playstyles. When people love them, when people back playstyles, they are definitely backing this guy. With Power Shot, Finesse Plus, very, very nice. Also, I mean, Travaila's not that amazing, but Rapid obviously is very nice. Stat-wise, looking good. 93, 87, 85. Physicality isn't the highest in the world. Roles, he's got himself ++ on poacher, plus on advanced forward. Not quite sure if he's playing him as a right mid, but maybe to get him in your squads. Now, regarding getting him in the squads, what did he go and do for link investments? Well, Al-Jabbar before he came out was 34, went up to 37, back down to 32. Noor before the SBC came out was 18, he's up to 20. And Al-Awari was 346, got panic sold down to 300, rebounded all the way up to 39, and is back down to 370 since. So link investments not really being the most progressive in the world. We'll have a look at the managers. It's so annoying that Footbin doesn't have anything for managers. I imagine maybe it's a nightmare to code. But let's have a look how these did. Now, the Gabonese managers, before he even came out, were going for 4.9k because people obviously know, well, you know, people are linking managers, or people are needing managers linking Aubameyang. They're up to 5k. Lovely, lovely. And then the other thing you want to go and do is you want to go and check the, the manager league for Saudi. Before he came out, they were around about 2.8k, because I did have a little look at them myself. I thought, if they go and drop that Aubameyang for 50k, I like these as an investment at like 2.8k. But because of how expensive Aubameyang was, well, you can see right there, they literally did not do very well whatsoever. So dodged a bullet buying, not buying the Saudi league. Again, for me, Aubameyang had to be really cheap to actually make people's teams. If not, maybe he's a super sub, but let's have a little look at what these did. Yeah, they went down to about 1.2, so dodged a bullet by, you know, avoiding investing in them, and we're only going to invest in them if they're well demanded. Didn't really go and rise the likes of fodder. What's going to happen with fodder for the rest of the week? You got maybe an upgrade SBC today and an upgrade SBC tomorrow, but it does go down on Thursday morning. I can't see people holding packs for FC Pro Live, which is the promo, you know, going to go and follow this one. So yeah, don't really back fodder much this week. If anything does well, it'll be 83s, 4s, and discard team of the weeks. Discard team of the weeks are currently sitting at 12.5, which is an indication that they're not very rare. You want team of the weeks to be nice and rare before an SBC comes out, because it means that what's it called? It means that when they're demanded, you know, there's already a lack of supply, and therefore they'll do well. So yeah, not the best look on Team of the Weeks at the moment. Regarding Team of the Weeks as an investment as well, they just haven't risen very well. And the reason they haven't risen very well is we've had a lot of midweek supply because of those league SBCs. Quick look at Trackstar cards. These cards also haven't been too progressive. Courtois hold 98k for a while. Adeyemi absolutely crashed when they increased Chiesa's price range, which is kind of crazy that people have money for 360k Adeyemi and then they're now buying Chiesa. Chiesa's done nothing but rise, and honestly, he might do nothing but rise all the way through to Division 5 rewards on Thursday. He did get up to 122, is down to 115, but yeah, highly anticipated card. Very, very nice. They had a price range updates from 650 and is literally coming on to about doubling in price, which is very nice. Everything else, though, is kind of holding / down at the moment, and again, I don't anticipate much between now and Wednesday, which is traditionally when the current promo team do go and rise. Other than that, yesterday we did go and get an objective. It was a one nation thing. Because it was a one nation, I backed a lot of people using France. Didn't really have great calls with this, I'll be honest with you. We recommended going buying French League and Samba. The reason we recommended Samba is because we thought, well, Samba's already very rare this week because people are doing League SBCs. Because people are doing League SBCs, you know, there should be a lack of him on the market, meaning if people are buying him for the objective, he could do well. He didn't really do well. Recommended at 2k, he was 2k. Also recommended this guy. I think we recommended up to 12, but I don't think, again, I think there were plenty on the market for 11. He also didn't really rise yesterday. We can see it was 11, peaked there at 12. Yeah, pretty dead. So it's actually 2 weeks in a row now that what's it called? Sorry, 2 times in a row now that the players used for the league, for the One Nation objective haven't done well. And yeah, even with the French League and left backs, I did recommend them at K, and they're okay. Again, the reason to recommend these was the idea that the French players are already very rare for the League SBCs, therefore when they're being bought, you know, they should go up. But sadly, nothing interesting there on the likes of Loco. Other than that, we've got ourselves a bunch of leaks and a bunch of leaked card designs, which is nice because it basically means we know all the promos that are up and coming, so we can very easily just correlate this year's to last year's promos. This card is very interesting because it is looking very, very Footmas. It is a golden red design with almost like candy cane things going up the side, so very, very interesting. Next week's promo, or sorry, not the week after next week's promo, so next week we're going to get Pro Live, which is basically road to knockout stages that are all associated to the pro FIFA players and how they do well in the professional FIFA tournaments is how well they get upgraded. But there we go, a beautiful card design on Thunder. This is our Black Friday promo. Normally runs from about Thursday through to Monday. Basically, these are live cards associated to the club they play for or the club they played for. So, for example, if we go and get ourselves a, I don't know, let's just go Gravenberch. You know, if Liverpool get X amount of wins or X amount of goals, the card gets upgraded. Whereas if we go and get, say, a Thunderstruck Steven Gerrard, because he played for Liverpool, they'll associate him to Liverpool and say, okay, well, for X amount of goals or wins that Liverpool get, Gerrard will get upgraded. I absolutely love this promo. Live promos are brilliant for making coins. We've made insane amount of coins already this year with Road to Knockout stages. So, yeah, another live promo. Heavily looking forward to that. These are the promos that have already been leaked. Very early on in the year, we had Footmas cards leaked. So, yeah, it's like 3 Footmas designs now, which is kind of crazy. There's the Pro Live card I was talking about. Very, very nice card design again. And again, that's basically in the Road to Knockout stage linked to pros. Other than that, we got that one there, and then we got this promo. This is just going to be Fire and Ice, more likely than not. If you remember, Fire and Ice is a abysmal promo we've had for about 3 years now. It is literally the same cards in pack, same cards out of packs 2 weeks in a row. Week 1, they give them slightly different stats to week 2, but it's just never really that interesting. The market normally rebounds loads in these weeks because the promo cards are pretty abysmal. On top of that, we got this card. I'll be honest with you, there are not many cards that this card really relates to. Is this going to be what they're going to use as team of the group stage, maybe? Yeah, we don't really see many yellow cards. I'm not quite sure what this is. Likewise, there was a green version. This version, I think, is quite comparable to the Team of the Week card design, which is why I think it might be the Team of the Group stage card design, because the Team of the Week has like triangles a little bit like this, but it's obviously in like black and gold. So maybe this is the Team of the Group stage. But yeah, they basically added probably about 3-4 promos worth of cards to the database, so we can you know, have a few promos that we've had in the past that we do expect. But I think that is going to go and wrap it up. What am I doing at the moment? I am on my main account doing icon trading. So if you guys are interested, I'll be live from around about 9:30 all the way through to 6:30 on, yeah, just doing a bit of icon trading. And because of the market, I'm gambling going to be progressive between now and Thursday. Yeah, it should be a nice market to trade with. Also, I don't know why I haven't brought this up, but player picks are back. I will have a tutorial video on the tutorial channel about the most efficient way to grind fodder and to go and build these player picks. So if you guys are interested, or actually how to use Pale Tools to use these player picks. So if you guys are interested in the most efficient way of using that, there we go. That'll be over on the YouTube channel. It'll be again using Pale Tools over on the web app on how to grind those as efficiently as possible. But that'll be that. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you guys tomorrow with a brand new video.